Hello and welcome to HANAMADE. In this video I want to show you what I did with cereal box. So I have a bunch of different supplies here that I used, however you can alternate, use something else. I enjoy junk journaling, I enjoy recycling and upcycling and creating from whatever I have. I believe that cereal boxes are fantastic. They are already recycled paper and they are nice and thick. They are very good quality cardstock. I also love the fact that one side is gloss with the whatever design is on it, but the other one is sort of like raw paper, right? Um, I enjoy making junk journals and just kind of exploring what everything can be done and different shapes and sizes and patterns and different collages and different techniques. So it's kind of like my little practice art journal rather than using the word junk journal. However, in this case, I can clearly tell you that yes, I'm using junk because I am basically using the box that would be otherwise discarded or recycled, meaning dumped in with other paper and hopefully reused again. But just to remind you all, I think you may know, but it's not really recycling, it's more downcycling, right? If you dump something in recycling bin, they melt it, they shred it, and they create new material, but that material is not the same quality. So shredded paper is not same quality as new paper. However, in this case, I do admire and appreciate anything that can be reused and recycled and upcycled, and I love the fact that I'm creating junk journals and I'm enjoying it, and this is it. So I talk a lot, but I do think you see the results and you see the potential. So I enjoy my granola and I have plenty of boxes and I can create whatever journals, whatever sizes I want. I can also turn these into cards. But my main mission is kind of, the word junk journal is not my favorite, but this is what it is. You're really using something that somebody else will consider junk. So I create little tiny junk journals. That's the one on the left side. I kind of call it tassel because it seems like it's a bunch of different tags and cards attached together. It looks like tassel. Or I can, as I will show you, use a different method of binding them together. And it's basically punching holes and using small rings with a little spine, right? So they are attached, 3 of them. And I have this special hole puncher that is smaller than the typical type you would use for 3-ring binder, right? But you don't need to use it. You don't have to have this to create what I'm doing. You can just use old-fashioned one handheld hole puncher. Wow, 3H. Anyhow, I want to show you a little bit more how I am playing with the creative side of it. But first of all, I would like to mention that on the left side, I have stickers, wall stickers that I grabbed in the store that sells items or supposed to sell items for $1. And I figured out that I like the fact that the stickers have gloss finish that is somewhat durable. So even though junk journals are supposed to look a little bit junky, and I am aging certain pages on purpose to make it look like it was handled a lot, when I create a little junk journal, I like the pages to be somewhat durable. So these wall stickers will be on the cover pages, and I have 2 different colors, 2 different patterns. So one on the back, one on the front, or whatever it will work. So you can either place the sticker on the whole cardboard and then cut it down into the size you desire, or you can cut it to size that you like and then put the sticker on. I find this method more efficient, and honestly I love when my gallows, my cutter, cuts the edges of materials when they are taped together because it kind of squeezes it a little bit more and the edge is more durable. So that's, I felt like mentioning this to you and showing in the video that these stickers are actually fantastic. It can be any other stickers, it can be any other finish, you can do whatever you want. So anyhow, once I had the individual pages, I sat down and I watched my favorite show and I had tons of fun going through my leftovers which are always small pieces of paper that I couldn't use in the larger junk journals or any larger projects. So I have a few boxes now of leftovers and smaller pieces of paper that are incredibly interesting still, and it's really fun to see how much can be done with them. So especially on this size of the mini junk journal, which is 3 by 3 inches, I can really go ahead and use many of the leftovers and have tons of fun creating the patterns. So usually I just have all the boxes ready on my desk, and glue, scissors. I also have stamps and ink and few stickers and quotes and whatever I can find. You can kind of partially see my mess. But the idea is to play around. I usually like to grab a few pieces and kind of lay them down and then work on others. So I have maybe 10 pages on the go, and I can kind of change it up a little bit if I need to. The one important thing is to remember that it's double-sided, right? So if you are kind of carved and you like certain look, you should plan better and make sure that the two pages that will be one on the left, one on the right, and when you open it, you will see both of them are somewhat either matching or totally different, right? It's kind of weird if they pick up similar color or pattern, but it's different. Anyhow, that's my style. I actually like to go completely eclectic. That's my favorite American word. And just go with the flow and play around and create something. I do think that eventually the background is not as important. It certainly pops, it certainly brings colors, but it's almost like once you put the focal point, the one picture, the one design, or it could be sticker or flower or whatever you use, and the quote, that will pop out, right? I do want to warn you, this is a very addictive process because I put my headphones in and I can ignore anybody for hours, and I can really dive into it and have tons of fun creating different designs and patterns. The items, the embellishments I have right now is basically basic watercolor paintings, some of them highlighted with black marker or pencil, and then I cut them out and I use them as die cuts basically. But I am very proud of most of the stuff that I create is handmade, except these. This is actually from some coloring books, very simple drawings that I also use as cutouts. And I love it and I enjoy it and I think it's cool. I do have to admit that maybe because English is my second language, when I see quotes, I don't right away kind of get the message, or I like to switch off my brain a little bit and do it on the end, or pick the quote first and then create the page for it. I do often ignore the words completely. I just think more of the artsy side. However, if you are more poetic soul and words are important for you, you should consider working around the quotes or wording that you have, right? So you will first pick whatever encouraging, positive word message that you want to send to the world, and then you will create the design of the page around it. I work kind of the other way around. Now everybody knows. But I really wanted to warn you that this could be a very addictive process, not only for the little escape it gives me, and you can hide and do your own thing while being in your cozy environment and watching, listening, or not listening to anything at all. But I think it's a fantastic creative outlet. It is also something that I feel I have control over. And I really truly enjoy it. And the final product rather, can be used as inspiration for others, or it can be a gift for somebody special. I just have to kind of really make sure that I think people should know that the final product is not important, or at least that's the message I would like to send. The final product, even though yes, I am showing it off and I am very proud of it when it looks great, is not the most important part. The most important part certainly is the creative process, the great outlet, how it uses our brain cells, how it makes us feel, how it releases all sorts of great hormones that are relaxing for us, and makes us feel good and creative and maybe even useful. I just enjoyed this process very much. I think you can partially see from what I'm creating how much fun it is. And yes, I guess I can say yay to junk journaling, because I truly, in this case, use all leftovers and junk that was in one box for a while. So I think I can kind of wrap it up the video now, because you have pretty good idea. So the fact that I use cereal box is great, but it's not the most important. You can use anything else. I just really wanted to kind of show you what's possible. And that's the final product. This is my little mini junk journal. So as you can see, the cover page is one of the window stickers. And I'm not going to kill anybody. I'm just using my X-Acto knife to flip the pages, because my fingers, I don't have any nails right now. So you can see partially the word, whatever, almond, right? As you can see, I'm also having lots of fun with using different techniques. So I use stamping, I use some dotting, I use some shading, I use ink to age the edges. That's what I mentioned before, that the age look actually is pretty cool. There are more dots. I love putting different the embellishments and cutouts and mixing it together, and that's the final page, which is another wall sticker. I also put elastic around the whole thing to kind of squeeze it together and keep it tight. So I really enjoy junk journaling. I made tons of different videos. Please do subscribe to my channel and follow me if you want to. Thank you for watching, Hannah Made.